Next up at UFC Vegas 93, we have the new co-main event. Right now in this breakdown, this is the featured fight of the night, but Jakey Boy just let us know that this is now the co-main event on this card. We have Miles Johns taking on Douglas Silva de Andrade. We do have a little bit of line flipping here. Douglas Silva de Andrade was the favorite when the line opened. He was still the favorite on Sunday when I presented this to you in my quick picks video, but he is now the underdog. Douglas Silva de Andrade, 29-5 in his career, 3-2 in his last 5. He is coming back after a full year away, taking on Miles Johns, 14-2 in his career, 3-1-1 in his last 5, coming off the close win over Cody Gibson. And this is an interesting fight, and I can understand the money coming into Miles Johns, and frankly, I bet on Miles Johns. And I believe I've got a money line bet on him as well. Because Miles Johns is a good, strong wrestler. He's got heavy hands, explosive speed. He seems to have that love-hate relationship with wrestling. You know, that typical guy that was a good wrestler, built his career on wrestling, then knocked somebody out and then said, I don't need to wrestle. I'm the greatest striker that's ever lived. And then headed down that path. Well, luckily, it looks like Miles it was a button hook and he's on his way back. Hey, how about that football reference? Is that a button hook? Comes back to you? Yeah. I mean, I wish Justin was watching. He'd appreciate it. Anyway, Miles Johns is heading back. He caught the ball in that route, and he is headed back to the wrestling because his last couple of wins, he utilized that wrestling, and it's very important because you can't just abandon what got you to the UFC, what got you that success, to sit on overhand rights. He's coming off his 3rd win in a row, all 3 of which needed wrestling to get the nod. He's taking on Douglas Silva de Andrade. Despite his advanced age, he's a very good fighter. He's been around a long time, and if you look at his record, you'll see that he has fought a who's who of former champions in multiple weight classes. He's a compact guy. He has got solid boxing, good amount of power, good BJJ on the ground. You know, it's really just a backup plan. He just wants to stand there, make it an ugly fight, and bang it out. He's got a really good chin. He's an insanely durable guy that you're not going to get out of there. And he's like a little brick that you're going to try to move around. Little brick that you're going to punch and he's not going to care. Little brick you're going to try to take down that he can defend. But he is old. He is slowing down. And I do think Miles Johns wins this fight. But Miles Johns is younger, faster, likely more well-rounded. But he was the underdog up until yesterday. And I get it. Because Douglas Silva de Andrade is wildly durable. And Miles Johns doesn't have the greatest cardio. There have been moments where he slows down, he gasses a little bit. And if he's relying on a takedown in a razor-thin round and he doesn't have that cardio to get that takedown, that could be a little tricky. I am still going Miles Johns here. I do think he gets it done. Ultimately, I just think he's a younger version of Douglas Silva de Andrade with better wrestling. What do you think, Jakey Boy?
Yeah, Miles Johns is probably going to be the pick. I was at that Apex, and I don't know if it translated to TV, but I was able to watch this guy in between rounds. It took everything in my power to motivate this guy to keep him going in that fight, to win that fight versus Cody Gibson, because that dude, even after the first round, was fucking done. I mean, he was fucking exhausted, and I was yelling at him, Miles, this is what he wants to wrestle. This is your world, Miles. This is your world. You got to show him this. I was screaming. I was doing everything I could to motivate this guy to get the takedowns that he needed. And in this fight, it's going to be a little bit tougher because it's a little bit more of a bowling ball. And Douglas de Andrade, who's been there, done that, probably did not win that fight versus Cody Stamen. I think everyone was surprised that he got that decision. So we might see a karma situation here where it's a close decision. He ends up losing it. But I'm going Miles Johns. He should be able to get it done. But, I mean, if you have a bet on Miles Johns, I bet in the middle of the second round, you're going to be a little bit fucking nervous.
Let me check my bets real quick. I feel like I do have one, and I will be sweating it if I do. But
He was fucking tired, man.
I know.
He was tired. And it's not like it was a crazy high-paced first round or anything. It was a pretty normal first round. And good for him. I mean, he gutted it out, but it took everything he had.
I do not have one on him. I thought I did. Maybe I was thinking about it, but I don't have a bet on him, and now he's not an underdog anymore. So there goes. I got to check. I thought I had a half a unit on him at plus something. I guess not. But I hear you. I mean, you will absolutely be sweating it out. because Miles Johns should win, but just like he won that last fight, super close, and you could see it another way with the heavy breathing and the diving and all of that. Are you going to spend the $8,000 on him in DraftKings, though, or the $8,200 on Douglas Silva?
Nope.
Yeah, I get it. I don't know how high scoring this will be because Douglas is not an easy guy to take down, and Miles John probably going to need the wrestling to do it. But if he doesn't wrestle early, he might be too tired to get it done. So this is going to be an interesting fight. I am looking forward to it. If you do want to check out the picks that I do have, that I'm positive are up right now for premium, as well as Jacob's picks, the tools, the optimizer, and everything else that you want or need, go to WeWantPicks.com, click Become a Member. It is only $10 for an entire month's worth of access. We do have a $2 super chat. Bo Jiden, $2. A couple of Brazil flags, lock of the week, saying Johns is a bum. So obviously he is on the Douglas Silva de Andrade train. And now that Douglas is at plus money, if you're going to bet him, now's the time to do it.